Hey, 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 good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And I think I kind of mixed that up. But hey, 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 how are you doing on this Mental Monday? This Mental Monday, I have some amazing guests. I've got some of my amazing contributing writers. I'm going to go ahead and let these amazing young ladies up in the house. Come on in, Coach Tammy. Come on in, Coach Karen. Come on in, Coach Wolfe. How y'all doing this morning? Oh my goodness, I am so excited to see y'all today for this conversation. So today we are going to be talking about healthy entrepreneurship and what that looks like, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, you guys. I want to go ahead and go around the room. I'm going to have my wonderful guests go ahead and introduce themselves. We're going to start with you, Miss Tina Wolfe.
Hello, everybody. I am Tina Wolfe. My website is bookwithtina.com, and I'm here to help y'all with self-love, self-healing, and building of relationships. Some mentorship. I got you. You need to let go of some stuff. I got you. If you need some confirmation, I got you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. All right, next up, we've got Coach Tammy Durden.
Hey. Hello, everybody. I am Tammy Durden, international speaker, best-selling author, image consultant, and transformation coach. They call me the image maker. I help women with solutions for their image, that's mind, body, and soul, to improve their health. Together, we transform your image into something amazing from the inside out so that you can thrive and live your best life now.
Yes, welcome, Coach Tammy. Thank you. And last but definitely not least, Coach Karen Scott. How are you, honey? Welcome.
Hello, and happy Monday, everyone. My name is Coach Karen A. Scott. I am a certified holistic coach and a purpose development coach. Holistic with the W, focusing on the whole body, mind, and soul. I create various modules which helps my clients transform and remove their limiting beliefs and sabotaging patterns in their life. And when that all happens and the breakthroughs imagine and come through all of those patterns, they are transitioning their thoughts from insult to impact. And as a result, we're rewriting their story, their health story, their wellness story that makes an impact on their life and hopefully an impact on your life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Karen. Oh my goodness, such power in the room, y'all. Such power in the room, right? Woo! So, all right, let's get into our conversation this morning on healthy entrepreneurship and just that journey. So, there's a lot of people out there that just want to know, let me just get this hair out the way. Y'all know I just got my hair did and all. So, look, went from short to glamorous, right? So, we want to start out just in that journey. There's so many different caveats and so many ways to start. So let's go around the room and let's just talk about just some of the ways to just start this entrepreneurial journey. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with you, Miss Tina Wolfe.
Okay. One of the ways you get started is, of course, first you got to have an idea. We all have ideas. I love to do several things. So initially I was like, I'm going to be a massage therapist. So I created my business as a massage therapist. And then I was like, I need a name, right? That was the next thing. I needed a name. I actually got my name from my clients. They always said you have rhythm and flow when you do your massages. They're very relaxing and therapeutic. So I decided to call my business name Rhythm and Flow Massage Therapy. And then once I got that name, I found my EIN number and DBA. That was in Dallas, Texas. DBA. Back then it was like $20 for 10 years. You get to keep the name. So that's initially how I started with my business, was owning the name before I bought any products, any massage table or anything. So don't have to wait to get your name. All you need is an idea, your name, and your EIN, and you already own your business. So that was my start.
That's right. And that's golden because, there are so many people out there that possibly have the same name, and they don't have to be in the United States. They could be all the way across the world. And as you are growing and you are flourishing in your business, all of a sudden you get a knock on that door, you get a call, whatever it is, a letter saying, hey, somebody else had that name before you, and they might have had it a year before, and they're in Europe or they're in China or something like that, right? So you definitely want to, again, have the idea, have that, and just do your research on the name for sure, so you don't have that heartache later on. So thank you so much, Tina. All right, Tammy, what about you?
Well, I say be clear about your vision. So you have to be clear about the vision, the purpose, the mission of your company.
Yeah.
Because if you're not clear about it, how can anybody else be clear about it? And a lot of times we have great ideas, and oftentimes we're really good at something, but there are so many different avenues that you can take with the business. And it's very important to just take some time to get clear. Now, maybe you may need some help with it. Maybe you can seek a coach or a business professional or a business coach to help you get clarity. But that can be one of the most frustrating things in business, is that you have this great idea, you bake cakes very well, everybody raves about it, and people are buying them. But if you're not clear specifically, okay, you're a good baker, but what's your vision for this company? Where do you plan to go in 5 years, 10 years? Are you clear about it? Because if you're clear, if you're not clear about it, your customers won't be clear about it. So that's one of the things that I was purposeful about doing, just getting clear. And sometimes that may change as you go throughout the course of business. Things shift and change, but I think that's something that's very important.
Yes. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. All right, Coach Karen, what about you?
I agree with Tina and Tammy. As far as the trade name, you definitely want to make sure there's none other out there. And it might not be unique when you're making this trade name. Register that name, like you said. Be clear, because even with ourselves, we say, okay, renew your mind ministries. Okay, that's great. But what are you renewing about? So we sat down and we focused on health and wellness. So that was our plan. But again, that's still open. What's your needs? Okay, coaching, mentoring, self-published authors, educating and empowering. All that falls into that niche. And then the coaching. What type of coaching? Because I'm going to do who I'm going to do, and I'm going to focus on who I'm going to focus on. And then my husband's going to focus on who he's going to focus on. So I had to figure out, okay, if I'm doing health and wellness, who am I going to do it with or for? Women 50 plus. Women who think they don't have a purpose, but they do. No matter what age, but that's the focus. So again, mission, purpose, knowing your name, be unique about your name, understand why you're naming that name, because again, we kind of throw out stuff, like Tammy said, and then it's okay, you're a baker, but what are you going to do with that? You do have to have a plan, a purpose, a mission. Where do you think you're going to be between now and 5 years from now? And then what is it that you're really looking to do? How are you looking to impact the individuals that you're impacting? So that's really key. It sounds like a lot, but if you want it to be where you want it to be, you have to follow those protocols.
You got to do the work.
Names out there, and then thinking that's okay. That's it. And then you'll find out, like you said, Tiffany, then you'll find out, well, I can't use that one because someone else has it. So just be really clear about what your name is going to be, what the purpose is, what the mission is, and where do you see it in the long run.
Thank you, Karen. And the other thing that was just coming to me right now as we're talking about this is you could be sued as well, because if that person wants to be really nasty about it, they can come at that pocket, especially if they know you're doing well.
Yes.
People don't like that. They don't like seeing you doing well, a lot of times. So, ladies, let's go around the room and let's just talk about, this journey's a hard journey. I mean, there's so many different caveats in, just building a business, you know, you go through emotional things, you go through, I mean, even physical things. I mean, just so many things. So what's been the hardest part of this journey so far for you? We'll go with you, Tina.
Being consistent. Yes. That's the most challenging part. And also changing, like Karen was saying. You know, for me, I've been 5 different business names. I started off with massage, and then I added cosmetology, and then I added on the edge makeup, because I was a makeup artist, stylist, you know, so I added that. And then, you know, now all of a sudden here comes the coaching and all of these things. Trying to stay consistent with one business when you are multi-talented and you're a person that is consistently changing and rebranding, not because I don't love massage anymore, I didn't love doing hair and makeup. I still love those things, but my passion and my purpose has now redirected. So because of that, now I've had this shift, and I'm like, what is a name that can encompass everything that I do? No matter if I decide to change later on to become the greatest motivational, inspirational, transformational speaker in the world, or author, or whatever I decide to do, what's something that encompasses all of that? Book with Tina. I decided to choose an affirmation for my website. Book with Tina. I decided to use my name, Tina Wolfe, because I feel like there's power in my name. Yeah. So with having that book with Tina, it's everybody remembers it because it's easy, whether you have my business card or not. So it's easy for people to do, and people can keep updating on my homepage if I do change. Like I recently published, you know, an erotic book, so they're like, oh, she does coaching, but wait a minute, she got an erotic book out too. Okay, so the book with Tina is not just this, just right. That. So definitely my advice: make sure that you don't get stuck on a name and don't box yourself in with a name. Feel free to change it at any time.
Yes.
I had my ADHD moment, so I don't know if I answered.
No. I mean, I think really, I mean, was it just juggling it all and just kind of going through that shift? I mean, that's the hard part, right?
Being inconsistent is and trying to stay focused on one thing. Like I said, I was doing all these different things and trying to keep up with all those different things. Some things I had to let go so I can focus and be consistent. But right now, that's the hardest part, is committing to myself at times. So that's the challenge.
And sometimes it's hard to juggle multiple businesses, but what they say that every, you know, millionaire out there has 5 to 7 streams of income. Right. So, you know, you got to look at those streams of income, though. Some of them might be stock, some of them might be Bitcoin, some of them might be, you know, different things. But just being able to, I think, create like kind of an ecosystem where everything kind of flows together, that is, you know, has been a way for me to be successful with it. Because as you know, Tina, I mean, I've got about 5 different businesses, but you're right. When there's something that does not align, let it go. You know, I was a rep for, you know, I was selling jewelry for a minute, and I love the jewelry. I love it. But I was like, you know what? I can't do these lives all the time. I can't do these shows all the time. It's interfering in this over here. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and put this aside, you know. And granted, all the stuff that I invested in the business with all the jewelry and stuff, now I just give it away. It's like, hey, if I sell a book, I give you a gift. You know?
That's like me. I used to make jewelry necklaces, crystals and stones and stuff. I mean, so it.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, you're gonna change. You're as you grow, you're going to change.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Tina, you don't have, because you're a fabulous massage therapist, Tina, you don't have to be a fabulous massage therapist for the rest of your life.
That's right.
You know,
yeah.
Because massage has taught me a lot of things about coaching now, because when I see things, kind of like with Tiffany's like, oh, I'm going to get this body in shape, but let me help you with your mind though real quick. And let's talk about finances,
Mhm.
life insurance to get you fully
Right.
full circle, mind, body, spirit, and financial. Let's get you together. And so when I see your body, I'm like, okay, so yeah, your mind, your mind and your spirit is being affected by your body. Here's how. Here's what you need to do. You need to go see Tiffany, get these exercises on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's also going to help you with your finances. And we're going to, as a team together, we're going to work to get your mind and your spirit together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Peace out.
I love you. All right, Coach Tammy. So what has been the hardest part for you in your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, I won't say it's the hardest, but one of the challenges is evolving with social media. So in this season, of course, if you are not online, you're almost like out of business. It's and the pandemic really showed that, and it's so funny that we have that in common. When the pandemic hit, I started an online accessory boutique with jewelry and other accessories. The same thing, and it became interfering with my other businesses, and I cut it out. People ask me about it to this day, but that's so funny. We have it in common. But but yeah, just evolving with social media. It is so super important to be active on social media. Again, just that virtual presence is super important. So being able to just ebb and flow with it, evolve and grow and change, and figure out what the best platform is for me. Where is my ideal client? Is she on Facebook? Is she on Instagram? Is she on TikTok? Is she on LinkedIn? Is she on a couple of places? And then just consistently showing up and speaking to her on those platforms and staying relevant. Social media changes so much and so quickly. The algorithms here and this there. And so just being able to grow, evolve, and stay relevant, maintain relevant content and a relevant presence on those different outlets has definitely been a challenge. So I make sure that I involve myself in professional development. I take TikTok classes, LinkedIn classes, things like that, so that not only am I showing up in these spaces, but I'm showing up in the proper way so that I'm attracting my avatar, my ideal client, so that I can continue to grow and evolve with my business. So yeah, I think that's important. That's been a challenge for me. But listen, I believe in putting in the work, getting that professional development in and growing with it so that I can stay relevant and serve my client. Because the one thing that I want to say is somebody's waiting on you to show up in your business, and they're waiting on you to show up as your highest and best self. So it's important that we do the work and we show up so that the people that's looking for us, the people that we were called to serve, that we can connect and make things happen the way that they should in the proper alignment.
Yes, love that. Thank you, Tammy. Ooh. This is good stuff, ladies. All right, Coach Karen. So what has been the hardest part or the challenge for you in just your journey in being an entrepreneur?
Well, the challenge for me is reaching that right client. And why is that a challenge? Because me, being who I am, I do not partake in social media that much. So I have someone who's a virtual manager. I have a website developer, which have made my presence on Facebook and Instagram because Tammy said, you do have to, partake in these things because your client will be there. So part of that, because I do health and wellness, trying to make sure that that's cohesive when I am putting this content out. And by doing that, renewing my mind every day, because we should be doing personal and self-development every day, whether it's with the word of God, whether it's with your business, whether it's with the individuals that you work with, because you have to be one step ahead, sometimes 10 steps ahead of what's happening out here in this world. I was on a call with one of my coaches, and they said, this is the best time for entrepreneurs because of all the things that's going on. More and more people are looking for ways that they can work from home instead of out there in that world with all that confusion. So the challenge is getting the right clients but also being able to continue to move forward in social media as I'm doing, and learning different ways to promote myself. Because when I do that, I'm not always talking about my business.
Yeah.
I'm instilling like positive motivation thoughts and ways that you can, have a great day, more about self-care, because that's really how we should start our day, with self-care, with
Yeah.
gratitude and what have you. So just renewing, because God says renew your mind daily, not just with the word, but with the things we do in our life, because you got to be ahead of the game. You got to be on point of the game, and then as you're going through the adversity, then you begin to be able to just push forward whatever that you want to push forward with. And, I could go a little further into what I call the lifestyle navigators, but that's a whole nother thing. But it is all about how we speak, think, and act. So we have to make sure that we, continue to build up on ourselves and be, positive about that. So, yeah.
Yes. No, that's self-renewing every day. Like you said, that's so important. And another thing I caught with you as well is you mentioned that you have someone else that is doing your social media. And I just wanted to make just a quick point on that, because a lot of people don't want to reach out for the help. They feel like they can just, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going to do it all myself. No, you can't do it all yourself. There's so many people out there that have, different talent, skills, and abilities, and we're all different. So I commend you for going out there and getting the help. I just recently hired a virtual assistant as well, and she has made life just grand with, my Canva things, because I don't do flyers very well. And if I do them, they're going to take me all day to do one or two flyers, when this, wonderful person over here might take an hour to do the same thing that I took all day to do. So you got to be able to reach out for the help, and there's support out there. So definitely.
I have to add with that, the virtual manager, she does my email marketing, and like you said, the flyers and all, it's just, and it just lifts that weight off, because then you can focus on other things as you're building your business. So
Right. Yes. Thank you for that. Now, when we're growing into this entrepreneur, we're in this, we like to be perfect. I know for myself, I've been a perfectionist, okay, through everything. Like, oh, I got to make sure this is right. And I got to wait until the right time. And I got to have the right this and that. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I think that was really kind of my downfall when I first started. I think that I missed the buck in a couple of ways, because I was being so, stuck into being a perfectionist. So Tina, let's talk about that. Like, just being that perfectionist, and does it have to be perfect?
Yeah. With my very first business, which was massage, I was like, okay, I can't do anything I got the name great, but I can't do anything. I got to get business cards. I got to have a logo. I need to get a flyer. I need to have a office space. I need to, I'm already wanting to have the things that success, by my standards, successful massage therapists already had. But you coming fresh out of school, you ain't got no clients, but you want to pay for a space. You want to pay for a website, and you have no clients, no traffic. I got sucked in by Google when I finally got my website up. Oh, yeah, we're going to send traffic your way. And I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so now that everything's in place, okay, now I got my business cards. I'm a real business person now. I got my flyers. I got my office. I got my blueprint. You know what I'm saying? That's like $150 a week, I'm like, shoot, I can just do that, 3 massages. I got my blueprint, you know what I mean? No customers. Blueprint still got to be paid. Google lied to me, okay? They didn't send me nothing. I'm sitting back waiting. And everybody's like, Tina, no, you have to go out. You have to go out and get your customers. Right. You have to seek them out. You got to put in the work. And I'm like, no, but I got a card. I got everything. Everything's perfect. Like, everybody's supposed to just come to me, right?
No.
My most successful time came when I got rid of all of that and started walking up to people and saying, you know what, your left hip over there, because you're walking sideways. Clearly, you're laying on your side in the bed, and or when you're sitting down, you're crossing your leg. And because you're doing that, not only is it causing low back pain, but because it's a curvature in your neck, you probably get migraines and headaches. Here's my card. I do migraine, headache massage, and I do therapeutic massages using light, medium, firm pressure. Come holler at your girl and I got you. And I started gaining customers that way. And I said, well, I can come to you. If you want me to come to you, I'll charge you an extra $20 travel fee. People love the fact that I could come to them. They could roll off my table and roll into their bed. I didn't even think about doing that and offering that and starting off without an office. And that's how my business became successful. And guess what? That person said, Tina gonna come to your house. Tina gonna come to your house. So I started off and paying for all this stuff. And all I really needed was myself. I really didn't need no cord, but all I needed was myself, my table, my lotion. And that was all I needed. You don't have to have all of this fancy stuff. Now, eventually it grew, and I got my Facebook page and all those other things. I'm still getting calls to this day for massages. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm retired. They're like, but your info is on Google. So now all of a sudden Google is sending massages. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make lemonade out of these lemons. So when the guy said, you know what? I can definitely refer you because I believe in referring people. And I said, since you're in the Dallas area, what kind of massage are you looking for? And I refer them out, but then I also promote myself and say, look, if you need help with self-love, self-healing, building of relationships, I got you if you need help with that, okay? And so I've gained some customers with that. I mean, it's sad that it took Google this long, but I'm not even doing that no more, So that's my little perfection story. And hopefully it encourages you to go ahead and start your business. You just start. Probably wrong advice from, some people's perspective, but for me, just start. And then your customers will tell you what they want. My customers were like, it would be easier, Tina, if I could book online myself and not have to get in touch with you. Oh, okay. How do I do that? Well, this other therapist uses Square. Okay, cool. So you can grow as you start. So, I know people that have waited like a year because they had to have their print labels for their stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. You're missing it. Like, I can't remember who said it earlier, but I mean, you already in the hole because for that whole year, you could have made some money at that point. So, I think I did the squirrel moment again, but I'm back. Okay. I think I stayed on topic. Did I stay on topic? Okay. She said.
You did. No, you definitely did. Thank you.
And I'm done. And I'm back. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Coach Tammy. So let's talk about it. Have you had that perfectionist moment in, your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, absolutely. I think most people have as an entrepreneur, and particularly me. I'm not only a perfectionist, but I'm really, really, really big on just excellence, just doing things in an excellent, operating my business in an excellent way and conducting and things like that. So when it comes to having all the bells and whistles, I want it to look good. I want my website to look good. I want my cards. I want everything coordinated. The colors have to be coordinated. Everything has to be excellent. And so that spills over into perfectionism and just every little detail, every I dotted, every T crossed, everything has to be right and great before launching, because the launch is everything, right? When you launch, that's your introduction to the world. And it needs to be right. Everything has to be good to go, all your payment sources. But I had a business coach one time, and then the other thing is like, I got to have every certification in place. And I had a business coach one time to say, Tammy, you don't have to have a certification in place. Just get started. The certifications will come. Just get started. You've been doing this already without a certification. You just need to monetize it now. You know what you're doing. Just get started. So for the person out there that's saying, oh, wait a minute, I got to get one more certification, forget about it. Just get
Do
started.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. All
Um,
right, Coach Karen.
oh my gosh. That is, I get, like you said, that's everybody. Because you
Yeah,
want everything on point,
yeah, you do.
you know, because just it's a reflection of you. So, yeah, you do want perfection, but really it's about progress towards that perfection, you know, because
Mm,
that spirit of excellence, it does drive us to perfection, but it also says, are you making progress towards that perfection? So that's something I've learned to not remove the perfection, but go towards progress because that's going to bring you towards your perfection. You don't
that's
need to have
right.
your website up to par because people can see you're working on your website. You know,
That's right.
I don't even have a business card. Now I went to meet someone and my daughter was like, Mom, you need to make a business card or something. And I'm like, well, I don't have any. So she put one together for me and it was really nice. That person didn't even ask for the business card. We just had our conversation. I actually, they wanted me to put an ad into the local newspaper. And I was like, well, I don't even have a business card to give you to take that as the image. She said, just put together whatever you want to put together and send it on over. So what does that say to me? Yeah, maybe one day I will get some more business cards. Now that I'm a contributing writer for PFF, I'm going to have to do that. But it says to me that no matter what step or what range you are in your business, it's still going to go forward.
Yes,
It's still going to
yes,
go forward if you allow it to be. If you allow the website progress to stop you from moving forward, then you're not going to move forward. You need a business card and you don't have any, you're not going to move forward. If you're connecting with someone and you don't want to meet with them because you don't feel like you're fully prepared, well, you know what you do, you know why you do it, and you know what you're doing it for, and you bring forth results. So you already prepare for that business meeting that you're
yeah.
going to be at. Because we do that. Oh, I got to get prepared. Oh, I got to do this PowerPoint. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to take it down a notch. Think about what you're doing like I always say, think about what you're doing before you
Right,
do it. And then you're going to be prepared for what you're doing. Because a lot of times we want to race ahead because this
right.
I get this done and we want to go over here and get this done and I need to order these products so they can see what products I have. No, because you are the product. You are the product of your product. And if you
Yes,
display that light, people are going to see that and they're going to be drawn to you. Whether you have a business card, a website, whether you finish your Instagram account or your Facebook account,
right.
they're going to see that within you because they're going to see that you know what you're talking about, but then you're also the product of what you're talking about. So strive for progress
Yeah.
towards the perfection. Because when you strive for progress towards the perfection, you're going to continue to progress and you're going to continue to be perfected.
Yes.
Progress towards perfection.
Ooh, love that. Love that. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. So
You.
let's talk. Look, and now this one here, this question, it's really going to be its own segment all in itself. But I want to touch on this just a little bit because it's huge. When you are, moving into an entrepreneurial journey, you need that support. And we were talking backstage earlier, and I mentioned that what strangers really are your best clients. Okay, and I say that, and I will say that again and again and again because I mean, hey, friends and family, they see what you're doing. And yeah, they may be happy for you. They may be giving you a high five from the other side, but they don't necessarily support you the way that you may want to be supported. So let's talk about that. Tina, let's go ahead and start with you.
Oh, can somebody else go first? I'll just play. So, I mean, when I think about support I always break my relationships down into like 4 categories. So family, friends, co-workers, and your romantic maybe spouse. What I learned is with family, they, like you said, they're going to give you the whoop whoop, and they may support your business financially from a certain standpoint for a little while. And they might even refer a few people in the beginning. But most times what I have found for me is that sometimes it will kind of fade. It'll be abundant in the beginning, but then it kind of just fades away. Not because they don't love you. They start living their own life, And I had to remember, this is not my family's dream, it's my dream. With my friends, same thing. Friends be very supportive. They'll refer, and then, somewhere down the line, at one point I was making jewelry. And as I was making the crystal and stone jewelry, I noticed my friend came one day and was like, "Oh my God, look, girl, I just bought these little crystal earrings." And I'm like, "Well, why you didn't get them for me?" She's like, "Well, but they're not like yours though." And I'm like, but I could have made you something, and I had to, just being honest, I had to learn how to not take offense. There's enough money out here for everybody to eat. And, I'm not the only crystal jewelry maker that's got great, fabulous, amazing, super energy that I'm putting into my crystal products. There's other people out here too, and so even though your friends support you when they purchase other products, that are not yours, remember, it's not their job to finance your whole dream. It's their job to support you emotionally, mentally, spiritually when you need it. For me, now onto the co-workers or the network people that I network with, like you ladies. For me, I kind of expect that we're going to refer people to each other, and sometimes that works, and sometimes as we learn and grow, we grow apart, and so those referrals become less and less. Right? It's never intentional. That's just what I have found has happened. There's always abundance in the beginning, but as I grow, I'm going to grow. So, I might, meet Sally Sue, and Sally Sue gives me like 10 people because Sally Sue goes this direction, I go this direction. And then I meet, Joanna, and Joanna starts giving me new people, 10 more people, and it builds like that with the network. So don't have this expectation. For me, I had to tell myself, don't put this expectation. Whoever you network with is responsible for your financial success in your business. They're going to refer for a little while, but they are going to move on. That's just how it is. Now, with saving the toughie for the last. So with, I'll say husbands, because over a period of time I've been married, divorced, and now married again. With each of them, they're very much, yeah, go ahead, do it, yay, do it. But like I say, I'm a person that sometimes is not self-motivated in my business, and then I want to change what I'm doing jewelry. Nope, I'm going to do massages. Nope, I'm going to do makeup. Nope, I'm going to go back to doing massage. Nope, I'm kind of all over the place. It's hard for them to be supportive in my dream, or at least that's the way I look at it. They see something in me. The number one thing that they both saw was like, "Hey, you're a great massage therapist." Now I'm in a place and a time in my life where I do intuitive readings and coachings and mentorships, and this is what I absolutely love. I would love to just sit down all day long and just do nothing but coaching, mentorships, and intuitive readings. But it's hard when you feel like, yeah, my husband does support me, but he doesn't necessarily believe in my dream the way I do. And when I feel that feeling of, oh my gosh, like I'm not really doing good, I'm inconsistent, it's almost like the solution is, well, no, you can go back to massage.
Go back to the easy stuff. Go back to the comfort zone.
Yeah, go back to the comfort zone. Or if he does encourage me, because he is also a businessman, her husband is also a businessman, and he's very successful with his business, but my grind is just not the same as his. I just don't know how to get motivated like that to do that So I can kind of understand from his point where it's kind of hard to support me, but at the same time, sometimes I just want you to just add a girl me. You know what? You're doing good. You're doing good. They said just keep, even if you don't believe in me, fake it till you make it. I need something. You know what I mean? And stop telling me to go back to something that I was good at. Yes, but like you said, Tiff, that stop sending me back to go to this comfort zone. I need to feel more of that support.
Yeah.
So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like you said, I mean, there are those times where I think that, you know, when you are an entrepreneur, sometimes you are all over the place, or sometimes people don't understand that it takes a while to grow a business. You know, they say it typically takes 5 to 7 years for you to really have, you know, that revenue coming into your business. And I think when you have the husbands or even, you know, the wives and the significant others out there, they're looking, they're waiting, they're thinking, oh, you're starting this business. So, okay, you're going to be making money in a year or, you know, something like that. And when you're not, it's like, oh, well, I mean, I thought you were going to, all right, well, I'm going to kind of support you, but, you know, so I think that's kind of what they go through. And, you know, for us, we just have to just say, you know what, it really doesn't matter what they think. I mean, because honestly, at the end of the day, it's what we all think, right? And you have there, to me, I call it chatter now. It's that outer chatter that you have to just kind of quiet down, because if you don't quiet it down, that's going to be the demise of the business, you know? So it's like just quieting the chatter. Like, so all right, Coach Tammy, what about you?
Well, I absolutely, what I know to be true is that as an entrepreneur, if you're considering business, if you are in business, if you have been in business, you've got to have mental toughness for success.
Yeah.
A lot of times we have great ideas and grand ideas, and we see other people thriving and succeeding in business. And we want to jump out there and be an entrepreneur. Everybody's owning their own business now. It's home-based business, online business, but you got to have mental toughness for success, because the reality is everybody is not going to support you. There are going to be some people that will support you in the beginning, but may not continue to support you. So at the end of the day, you have to know your why. You got to be your own biggest cheerleader. You got to keep your why consistently in front of you. You got to encourage and motivate yourself, because I tell you what, if you depend on somebody else to do it, you will not make it as an entrepreneur.
Right.
You got to pray. There's you really, 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 and in all seriousness, because what happens is when you start depending on the cheers of others from the sideline, and those cheers start fading away, or those purchases start fading away, before you know it, you become bitter and not better. So it's important that you keep that why in front of you, that you know without a doubt that this is where I am called to be. This is my time. This is my season. This is the space that I am supposed to thrive and be in right now. And you got to press forward. I've been blessed to have family to support me to this day. I still have some family to support me. Does all of my family support me? Of course not. Does all of my friends support me? Of course not. But I know that this is my assignment in this season. And because this is my assignment in this season, God is going to raise up people to use their power, ability, and influence to help me. And therefore, I am confident that there's going to be some highs, there's going to be some lows. There are some highs, there are some lows. There are going to be some down moments, but you can't get stuck there. You got to get up, dust yourself off, and win, and push forward. If this is for you, you got to know without a shadow, you got to know that you know that you know that this is for me. This is what I've been placed here to do in this season. And if I got to go it alone, if I got to keep pushing by myself for a season, that's what I'm going to do, because on the other side, I win.
Yes, you go for it. Yes.
I feel like I just went to business church. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I try to stay contained, y'all, but it comes out. That's who I am. Put me on the platform. It will come out.
You about to grab that handkerchief.
You gotta do. Great.
Love it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. All right, Coach Karen, what about you? The support.
Okay. Well, it's there and it's not there. But for me, I just look at it like, you know what? God said, if this is what you want to do, you have to continue to push forward, just like Tammy said. You have to continue to push forward in what you're doing. You have to be that person that renews your mind every day. You got to build that mindset to the point where you can be so tough. Yeah, it's going to be sometimes you be like, wow. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what God has for me to do. My purpose is to serve and love. I found the gift, I found the talent, and I found the ability to do just that. I found a platform to do it on. I found the people to be around, like I always call it, healthy relationships.
Yes.
Those healthy relationships will help you as well, because you still need that sisterhood or the entrepreneurship hood, whatever you decide to call it. You still need that support, but that support is there to build that mindset. And when we build that mindset, then that helps our heart set, that helps our soul set, and it just keeps us healthy. And we continue to be that light for other entrepreneurs, because no, it's not easy. But the question is, besides knowing your why, are you going to continue to push forward? Or are you going to allow people to pull you backwards? You gotta stay on that road. It's narrow. It's a narrow road, but you gotta stay on that road. You gotta push that gas pedal. Sometimes it's gonna be slow, sometimes it's gonna be fast, but just stay in the speed limit. But just keep pushing forward, because there is something in store for you. God has this amazing success for you, but you got to believe it.
That's right.
You got to believe it, because you can know your why. You can know what you're doing and why you're doing it and who you're doing it for. But do you believe what you're doing? You have that sense of gratitude. You pray. You ask God for guidance. You ask God to put you around people who can give you wise and godly counsel. You need to be around those type of people who are going to build you up. Even when you can't build yourself up, you can pick up the phone and call Tiffany or Tina or Tammy or whoever it is that you need to call, me, because you're either going to hear what I got to say or you're not going to hear. So you have to listen without the intent to reply, because sometimes people listen, but they're not really hearing what's being said. So you have to be careful who you're speaking with, who you're listening to, and just continue just to renew yourself each day, because this is a journey. And nobody said it was going to be easy. It wasn't easy for Jesus. So why is it going to be easy for us?
Okay.
I mean, he had to walk across terrains, and we get cars and buses. We can do all that. He didn't have all that.
Okay.
We think that, I'm sure it's been pretty tough walking those mountains, and who knows what the heck he had on his feet. But I mean, just think about that, because sometimes we do a lot of whining, and it's just like, why?
Right. Yeah.
You're breathing. God woke you up this morning.
That part.
Thank you, Jesus.
That part. Yeah.
He gave you the mindset to create a business.
Yeah.
But remember who you're doing it for. Don't do it for selfish gain.
Yeah.
You're doing it to build the kingdom. Yeah. That's what we're doing and why we're doing it. That's part of our why, is that we're to build the kingdom and uplift one another. That's what it's about. It's not about us. It's not about Tammy. It's not about Tina. It's not about Tiffany. It's about who you're doing it for and why you're doing it. And when we get that we're here to love and serve one another, oh my gosh, the best is yet to come.
That's the ultimate support right there.
But it's going to be worth it. It's really going to be worth it if we truly believe why we're doing it, who we're doing it for, and when we pray over whatever the situations are, that we believe who we're praying to and know that he's going to do what he says he's going to do when he gets ready to do it. when he gets ready to do it. But in the meantime, let us have that love, that peace, that joy, that self-control, because we need that, and learn patience, because patience is not something you're born with. You got to
Sure
learn.
isn't. Amen on that. Sure.
You know what, Karen, you just said something that just jogged my memory. It's when you said similarly what my mom has told me. Now you know what Jesus went through. Yeah. And I came to her because being a intuitive, or as Tiff calls me sometimes, an intuitive coach, as being an intuitive, when you come out, people will call you psychic or whatever. I have no problem with the word psychic. I actually would be scared of them until I found out I was one. And sometimes you fear yourself. It's just, and I started going live. My mother was very fearful for me because of the ridicule and the persecution that I could face by saying that I'm an intuitive. Even though I'm telling people I believe in God, they're like, no, you're the devil, right? And the more I went live, the more people were like, you're a devil. And I'd have people coming on telling me all this negative stuff. And I was just like, my mom started becoming fearful, for me. And she's like, you got to stop. Just say you were led to do this, or just say that you feel, you don't have to tell people that you're, seeing things and you're clairvoyant. You don't have to tell people this. And that was the first time in my life, that I said, you know what, Mom, I cannot be fearful of what other people's perceptions of me are, because God has blessed me with this gift. And if these people are maybe coming to me as a test to see if I'm going to give up, you know what I'm saying? And then so I continued. And then later on, when I came out of it, like now I haven't had people call me no witch and no this. I ain't had that in years, honey. But in the beginning, they was on me like white on rice in a paper cup in a snowstorm. They was on me, okay? But now I'm just like, I've gained the respect of the community because people knew who I was. And so later years, Mom said, you know what? Now you know how Jesus feels. He went through all that ridicule, but he stayed true to his belief system and who he was. And so now you know what it feels like to go through the fire. You know, do that. Because thank you for that memory, Karen.
Because when people found out this is the type of coaching I do, it's Christian based, it's Bible based, and you do get that persecution. And oh my God, I said, look, I am not changing, because one thing I know for sure, I will not be the one that was told that you denied because you're concerned about what people say or think.
Right. That's right.
We can't do that. We can't do that. And it's like, you're either going to like me, you're going to like my coaching, or you're not.
Or you're not.
You will. Right. But one thing I'm not going to do is I am not going to compromise. I'm not going to do that. And I have faced a lot of persecution. I have faced a lot. And I always say, well, heck, I'm just going through what Jesus going through.
Okay. Yeah.
And I feel so much better for it because, like you said, now people are coming to you for that because they see that you're not going to falter, you're not going to break down. And that's just like entrepreneurship. You're going to get what you want to do because that's what you're called to do.
Right.
Without allowing people to pull you down by saying, why are you doing that? It's never going to work. You're not going to be successful. I don't know why you don't get a real job.
Yeah.
That's a segment by itself.
Yeah, no, we gonna come back on that one.
Real job.
That's the segment name.
No,
that's the segment name. Yes.
Put that down, too.
Okay.
This is an ongoing series, everyone. This
has been great. I love it.
Yes. Thank you, ladies, so much. This has been an amazing conversation. Now, I would. We're almost to an hour, ladies. I mean, this has just been and it went quick. Yeah. But I would love to ask if you have any words of wisdom anything that you want to just share with our audience today, some tips, anything. Tina, please share with our audience just some words of wisdom as we close today.
Be authentic, be yourself, stay encouraged. Know that when you face adversity, don't let the breakthrough break you, okay? Because on the other side is victory. So when you face your challenges that are coming up, know that there's a greater reward at the end. Just keep going. Keep going. And what was that that Coach Tammy said? Just get started.
Yes, thank you, Tina. Coach Tammy.
Yes, if I could just leave a little nugget, if you're the person that's doubting yourself, stop it. You have everything that it takes to win, everything on the inside of you. God has already equipped you with the things that you need to win. So stand up, square your shoulders back, be your true and authentic self, operating your gifts, talents, and skills. Carry out the vision and do what it is you've been called to do in this season. Somebody's waiting on you to show up and win.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Coach Tammy. Coach Karen.
Oh my goodness, this has been such an awesome segment.
Yes.
Just be, that inspiration to someone. Be that stronger person for someone. Be the stronger person and go on that journey with that person to help them move forward in their journey. Because there is someone out there who wants to work with you or who wants to be with you or who wants to support you in what you're doing. But most importantly, continue to strive and climb higher and higher and higher, no matter what the naysayers say. Because you know what? With God, all things are possible.
That's right.
All things are possible. And continue to travel that road and imagine in your heart of hearts the things that He can do for you if you just trust and believe, seek, and know that He is your God.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Karen. All right, ladies. Well, I am going to say goodbye to y'all. I will see you in just a moment as we close out. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on this Mental Monday. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Coach Tammy. Thank you, Karen. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this Mental Monday talk with the amazing Tina Wolfe, Coach Karen Scott, and Coach Tammy Durden. These are our amazing contributing writers from our Fanatics magazine. Now, y'all see how powerful this conversation is? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, their content in the magazine is even more powerful. So y'all get in there, read, look, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next segment on our healthy entrepreneurship, because y'all heard us getting a little deep with this support system here. So we are definitely going to be having another chat very, very soon. I want y'all to have an amazing week ahead. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. Take care.